Okay, this is the 9, and tens are the highest in the deck, and that's usually when something has come to a completion. So this is a 9. This means things are almost there, almost there. Don't quit at the 11th hour, before the end. But it does look like you have physically been getting rid of things, organizing things a little bit. That could be on the physical side, but it also looks like mentally you've been organizing things and making changes and figuring out what behaviors are healthy for you and what behaviors aren't, what friends, what connections with people, jobs. So it does look like you have been really looking at everything in your life and how it fits, how it works, or how it doesn't. And you are steadily getting rid of the people, places, things, jobs, houses that don't work for you, trying to make your life a little bit easier. Good job, Aries. It's not an easy thing to do. Can be very frustrating, but ultimately it is extremely healing. This handkerchief on his head is lighting up for me, and it's feeling like you've been thinking about doing a lot of these things for a very long time, and now you are putting action to these thoughts. So whether it's manifesting a new place to live, whether it's manifesting jobs, or just an easier life for yourself, it looks like all those things that you have had in your head for months and months, you are now kind of propelling into the physical world. So good job, Aries. That's great. The devil here, then usually that means a test of some kind, or some behavior that you don't want to give up on, or a relationship that you know is toxic that you're just having trouble getting rid of. But realize that it is toxic. That part isn't going to change, whether it's the home, the job, the partner, the friendship. But there will be a test. If you've taken a step back from this, the test usually is, especially if like you've cleaned up addictions and you've been sober for a while, there's always a test. Somebody will have, make you your favorite drink if you're sobering up from alcohol and try to hand it to you. That's the type of test this is. So it's a test of the change in behavior for the better. It's just one more little dangle of the carrot. Are you sure you want to break up with me? Let's go out to dinner and discuss it, kind of thing. So of course that is your choice, but it will propel you backwards, not forwards. So don't be surprised if you get a little test this May. What is above you is the 4. This is, it does look like some emotions are involved. Cups are emotions. What I'm feeling is that you're having more than one choice for something, whether it's a new job, a new house, a new partner, but something that is being presented to you. You have more than one choice. And it feels like you're really focusing on these 3 things, but the one that is healthiest for you is right in front of your face that you're not looking at. So make sure and look at the big picture. Don't just narrow your focus to the things that have felt comfortable in the past. If something, if you're given the choice of a new thing and an old thing, I encourage you, sweet Aries, to take the new road. Try something new. You can always turn around and go down the other road if the new road doesn't work out. But it does look like expand your awareness to more than just the choices that you're focusing on. That, this is a great big world, and if you have the opportunity to move, it doesn't mean just moving down the street. Take a look at it. Do you want to live in Spain? Do you want to go to South America? You want to live on an island? But that's what I mean. That's just an example. Open up your awareness to all of the possibilities, but there's something right in front of you that you're not looking at that would most likely benefit you greatly. The healing energy of the orange is lighting up here, so it really feels like you're healing your heart, you're healing your head. A little bit of frustration about it because it takes too long. I used to say instant gratification takes too long. So collect your patience a little bit and let it be shown to you before you make any grand sweeping decisions, because there is always more than one. Okay, the 5 here. This looks exactly like it is. It's a little tumultuousness, a little static. You know, you may say the sun is bright and someone might hear it's a nice day. It's not what you said, but it's close. So it looks like maybe some of your words in the recent past were getting misconstrued. It's not what you said. It's close to what you said, but it isn't what you said. So it looks like you may have to step back from a situation. And it does look like it's a little bit tumultuous. It feels a little staticky. And this card also can stand for uncomfortable attention. Like if somebody's flirting with you and you don't welcome that type of thing. So it is spring. So this could be also what's happening is you're getting a lot of attention that you're really feeling uncomfortable with. All right, here is the 9. Yet again, that's another 9. So you are almost done with some situation that you're moving into. Cups are also emotions. This feels like this can stand for inheritance of money. This can stand for new jobs. It can stand for gifting. But it also can stand for the gift of clearing your head, putting things in perspective. Some of you may have gone to therapy recently and had a breakthrough. So it's kind of like a breakthrough card right before the ending of things. The blue curtain is lighting up for me. And when I ask Spirit this, what this means for you, Aries, it feels like your life is calming down a little bit, that the puzzle pieces are falling into place, that it's not requiring so much action and so much headspace on your part as you're relieving yourself of kind of some of the mental things that have been going on over and over in your head for it looks like a number of years. So it looks like you have found an avenue to release some kind of that stress and tension. It is allowing you to get to the purity of your emotions, and it does look like you're learning to work through your emotions instead of being reactionary when somebody presents something that kind of triggers you. So it does look like you're finding your calmness, you're finding your space, and the stance here kind of lights up for me, whether it's meditation or yoga or Buddhism, or some kind of spiritual practice. It can be walking in the woods for those of you that do not connect with the God source or connect on an atheist level. But it does feel like you have found the formula that helps you with your calmness a little bit. And it looks like you've been putting it into action more and more and more, so getting validated. And when I look at your spread here, it does look like a lot of the challenges from the past have been dealt with. And the future looks a little bright here. It looks really bright. It does look like you're going to take some alone time. It does look like you're going to protect yourself a little bit. And there may be some sadness or sorrow or grieving, either over death, divorce, or discovery, shall we say, the D's. The world is in front of you. So now that you cleaned out your emotional closets, some of you may have physically moved. So it looks like there's a clean slate. And the world is a great card. It's the highest exalted card. It's like what the world is in front of you. You have a clean slate, so you can put in there whatever you want. You can choose to reignite some of the old negative behaviors, or you can choose to embrace the changes and to continue on those changes and make life a little less cumbersome, make life a little easier, and finding your bliss a little bit. So, the world, everything's open to you when the world is here. So what have you always wanted to do? Start moving towards that, whether it's travel or whether you've always wanted to be a teacher, or whether you've always wanted to read this book. Carve out that time for you to make your wildest dreams happen, or at least start the plans of making your wildest dreams happen. It is right across from the Hermit, and the Devil is on the other side. So that is always a temptation from holding you back from your greatest good. This feels like your greatest good over here, and this feels like all the jive and caca that you went through over the last year, maybe even year and a half, Aries, to get where you are today. So hopefully you'll be able to walk past that test and get into this world space. The Hermit is here. That's taking your time, carving out alone time for you. It is a 9 also. So there you go with the theme of the 9s. And the Hermit is really different than the other kind of exclusion or alone card, which is the Four of Pentacles. The Hermit is a higher exalted card. It's really one of getting in touch with the greatness of you and the God of your heart, or the spirit that lives within, and really finding out what you want to do without all the clatter and din of the world and other people's opinions. Sometimes it's, you need to isolate yourself a little bit more solitude than kind of running away. The Four of Pentacles is more like creative isolation. It is like running away and pushing everybody away. Whereas this one, you're consciously making a choice just to have some alone time so you can finalize your plans. It is right across from the world. It is also on the line of where the static is. So it feels like you just need some alone time to figure out what your next step is that's best for you and your family unit without anybody else's opinions, manipulations, ideas. It's time for you to get in touch with what would help you grow. All right, so next is the Two. This, all twos are about balance, but this is, it looks like you're really looking at your wildest dreams. Some of you may have been embroiled in raising children or taking care of aged folks, or doing 3 or 4 jobs to pay that mortgage. It looks like some of that has lightened up. The kids may be older and the parents may be in a care facility now or something like that, but there is a shift, so you can take a look at what you want now. You have a little bit more free time to make those choices of the heart. The family legacy key is lighting up here. It looks like you're keeping the good stuff from the family and really not participating in some of the more negative habits that haven't served you in a while. So it does look like you're letting go of some things, some people as well, and really taking a hard look at what you want to do. What's the 5-year plan? Where do you want to go? Water is involved here, so travel may be involved. Some of you may, as I said, there feels like some movement, so you may be physically moving your home, you may be redoing your room, painting your house, but something to do with movement in the home. So who knows, you may be moving near water or just going there for a vacation, but it looks like water may be involved over the summer, over the next couple of months, just to clear your head and to get things in order. But the healing has really begun. I've noticed the orange is just really vibrant in this reading for you, Aries. So the growth is happening. There's green as well. So the growth is happening. And the healing, the general healing color, a color can mean different things for different people. What I am feeling, the vibe here is the orange color for you, Aries, is really facilitating your change, your growth, and your healing from the inside out. It's been a while, but you're jumping through a lot of things that have been really fearful for you, that you've put on the back burner, just ignored them, and now you're not ignoring them. I know my dear sweet sister is an Aries and has not been driving for a very long time. She's in her 50s and she is jumping through her fear and getting that driver's license. So go, girl, go. So that's kind of the analogy for most of you Aries. You're jumping through your fear, just like learning to drive. It's scary. It's very scary. But as you drive more and more and more, you get your confidence, you get better, you start looking out for things. So that's kind of the analogy that's happening in the big picture, Aries, is you're jumping through your fears. Yes, it's still scary, but it's not quite as scary once you jump through them. It's never as bad as you think it is. So the 5 is here, kind of the culmination card. It does look like you are grieving some of the changes that have happened in the past. That can be, anything from a relationship that you let go, whether it's an intimate relationship or whether it's a friendship. You may have had to change jobs. You may have had to move. But whatever those changes are, you're grieving them a bit, but it does look like you have other things to be excited about. So it doesn't look like you'll stay in that kind of suspended grief place for too long. And it does feel like when the devil comes and you march past the devil and march past your fear, that these other positive things in your life will become the focus, not so much the grief. So I encourage you to feel that grief, but not necessarily stay there for a very long time. But it's exceedingly important that we feel it. Otherwise, it rears its ugly head years and years later at some inappropriate time. So it does look like you are grieving this. But don't forget about the good things you've created as well, sweet Aries. To the left of this is justice. So there may be some legal stuff involved. For those of you that are leaving a relationship, it may be a divorce. For those of you who are maybe selling a house or finishing up on something like that, it may be the paperwork, but it can be something just as easy as paying your tickets and, your parking tickets. But something is coming to a close and there will be justice and equality when it ends. So don't give up. On the other side, you are still a little protected, a little defensive, but maybe not overtly defensive, but you're really protecting your heart. The X or her hands over the heart really feels like the heartache that you have been through over the last couple of years. And for many of you, it may be decades if you are really changing up your relationship space. But you're super protective about your heart right now. As you continue to grieve and to release, if this is around a relationship space or a friendship, something like that, this will kind of dissipate in the future. But for right now, you're really protecting your heart. But in time, it will open up so you can love again, or release some of the frustrations if you're in a committed relationship. But it does look like you're super protective right now over your heart. It's not a bad thing, it just is. Okay, that is a reading for the month of May, Aries. I am going to throw a couple of these chakra cards for clarity, and they're one-word cards, and they usually just bring it on home. Let's see. Dissipating. Okay. Things are lessening and lightening in your load a little bit. You're embracing a little bit more of your joy and your bliss, handing people responsibilities that are theirs, and really embracing your own responsibilities and handling them. So your fear is dissipating. A lot of the negative stuff is dissipating. Let's see what else. So start using your instinct. If it feels funky, it usually is. So trust the God of your heart, God of your head a little bit more. If your hair stands up on your arms, pay attention. Your spirit's trying to tell you something, Aries.